she's like in the know. She's got the knowledge, but she's not like the queen who has the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Who is self-sufficient, who is already respected and adored by her people or whatever. But I feel like that's the difference between the two.
One is asking, one is seeking, and then one is actually on the other side of the door,
already
prepared
doing
to open
exactly
it.
for the next one to come in.
And there's something to that. Even I think the budget needs to. I know we all kind of follow her. She mentioned something on one of her webinars, which I thought was brilliant, and that was there are doors that we are all around. However, we can't see them because there's only one doorknob, and it's not on your side. There's someone on the other side that will allow you into the space that you cannot enter into unless they open the door, and then you have to have the courage to come in to be able to accept those rules, those opportunities that otherwise you wouldn't get. And those are the ones who see you groping, if you will, trying to find your way to become the queen or the king. And those people behind those doors are not always this, in my opinion, they're not always the same gender that can help you arrive from your princess status to your queen status, or your prince status to your king status. There are many women who've made a mini king. There are many men who've made a mini queen. Mordecai was one. That's how Esther became the queen. She was a princess, but not according to the standards of that world. But he wound up giving her the knowledge that she needed to be acceptable, and then wisdom filled to know how to save not just herself, not just him, the whole community, the whole country of those who were being sought after for the purpose of being killed. And then on top of it, her ability to do what she was taught by a man, not a woman, she was able to then have such influence that people of the other country, they was like, we want to be like y'all. We want to be Jews. Why? Because the way they operated was such that this dude had taught her how to really be a queen,
it's definitely
a leader.
Levels to it. And I feel like becoming a queen or a king, you have a certain level of discernment that's granted to you. You know what I mean? Like you said, to be able to decipher between somebody giving me the proper information to push me higher, or are they trying to keep me at this lower level. And it's not to say that the lower level is bad or worse than the next. It's just that's where you are in, like we said earlier.
But what if they don't want you to grow? They want you to stay there.
Who doesn't want you to grow?
Like the person who is, okay, we're going to say the queen or the king. They don't want you to grow. They always want you to stay the princess or the prince.
Again, that goes back to the conversation of the toxic people,
family.
whether they're family
members,
or whether they're friends. If they're toxic, then you have to have that wisdom, discernment to know, oh, I see you. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that when I deal with you, I'll deal with you at this level.
What if you're not strong enough to handle that?
But then you're not a queen at that level yet. You're a queen at this level. So you will not be able to save your people if you haven't grown. And that's a part of
queen 2.5.
Well, perhaps.
Or just on certain topics.
But even at 2.5 is indication that you've grown from 1.0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can keep growing.
Yeah, I think because we definitely got to change our use of words. And I think we have good intentions when we call somebody queen, when I think we call somebody king.
To a certain extent, it's a level of respect to kind of uplift our people and our community, but
sometimes it's a faith talk. You got to call those things that be not as though they were.
Yeah, I get that sometimes, but sometimes you look at people and be like,
yeah, that's
be like, hello, sir.
Right, that's not a king mindset or a queen mindset.
Absolutely, and like you said, it's all a mindset that you carry.
Definitely.
And when we start calling those things, when you have reached that mindset, then I think it'll be a shift. There's a shift, hopefully. Yeah.
I think there is becoming one, because you seeing people say king and queen or whatever, just using words of encouragement a lot more. At least I'm seeing it, especially like going through my social media and the friends that I'm acquainted with. I'm seeing it a lot more positive words of affirmation, of motivation.
Because it does make you feel good. When somebody calls you a queen,
you be like, oh, okay. You kind of like throw your shoulders
up. I forgot.
I'm a queen. I'm a king.
I forgot.
And and that's so true, because I did it the other day. I was getting gas. I was at work. And this guy walks up to me and he's like, oh, you dropped your paper. I was like, oh, thanks, King. And he's like, just kind of made that face like, oh, she see me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, like I kind of gave him that look like, I see you, brother. Like, okay.
That's right. Because that's what a king does. He makes the queen aware of something that's at a disadvantage for her.
Exactly. And I felt good because he definitely, like, it changed. You could see the look on his face, like, just like you said, his posture and everything changed. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I felt good.
Affirming positive behavior.
Like, I ride in a car with my brother all the time. My brother Vincent is crazy. Anybody who knows him knows he's crazy.
That's my dude.
And
crazy.
And he has this thing where he'll see women walking in the street. Hey, Queen, you look beautiful today. I mean, just random. They could be at the bus stop. They could be getting in their car. They could be, Lady was talking around Cleveland Clinic area. She was talking with a white woman, and we stopped at the light. And he said, Queen, you are absolutely gorgeous. And the white lady turned around. He was like, no, I'm talking to the Queen. I'm like, Vincent, why would you do that? But the look, her whole posture just changed. Her face lit up. Right. She stood up straight like, oh, yeah, I am.
Right.
That's right.
So it does make you feel good.
Especially coming from a man like that. Just.
And it was nothing flirtatious.
No.
It was,
It was just like, I see you.
Mm-hmm. I see you.
And that,
you talk about an icebreaker. That's a glacier breaker right there.
Especially if it's good intentions. Like, he wasn't doing it to, like, pull her in or nothing like that. He was just saying it. I see you, and I see the situation you in. I'm trying to let you know that you it. You know what I'm saying? Like
and
that.
He also wanted the other one to know the tension is not on you today. I'm talking to this one.
Love it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good stuff.
Indeed, Vincent.
Good conversation.
That's right.
Good conversation. So let's hit our final thoughts.
All right.
Our final thoughts.
I'm gonna start it off today.
You are? Okay.
Okay. So, when we talked about being in committed relationships and all that good stuff, moving out, I don't think my personal view is you can't pack up and just leave. It's just not, especially not in a marriage. You have to figure out what's the issue, find a resolve for the situation. You might need a break, maybe a couple of days, maybe even a week. But 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, that's not going to happen. We can't come back to this situation and everything be the same. It's just not going to happen for me. That's my opinion. But moving on to the next one, as far as toxic people, I have a lot of toxic people in my family, and I just have learned how to deal with them. I have told them, and I have one person that just continues because they think that the sugar honey iced tea is funny. But honey tea, let me tell you, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah.
So with that situation, you have to kind of like remove them and just keep a long arm span and just know that, okay, that's my family, but I don't have to deal with you on that level, and just keep it moving. And then lastly, with O's topic, a lot of women don't know that they really are queens because they're still stuck in between. And when I say 2.5, like literally they are 2.5 because they don't have anybody to just show them or to really invest in them and let them know that you are a queen and you have these characteristics and these qualities and you know what's going on, you know how to handle your business, but you still 2.5. I'm gonna need you to get a 4.0 and get on that level. But that's my final thoughts. Oh,
my final thoughts would be, let's focus on us. Our emotional intelligence is what really will help to dictate what we will deal with and how we deal with it in a positive manner. We can't change anybody else and how they behave, toxic or not. The princess will become the queen if you have the right mentality for yourself, recognizing that we constantly have to be growing. So I say, to conclude all of it, including the marriage timeout for 3 months and all those kind of things, I think that ultimately it's never too late to get better or be relevant. The way you do it, just do it. Just keep doing it. Keep growing. And that's where we'll find ourselves in a better place, not just for ourselves, but our families, our neighborhood, our community, potentially our nation. It's my final thoughts for today. Thank you for joining us on A Drip.
Cam?
We talked about a lot today, but because I feel like I've had some great encounters with some men this week, and it is Father's Day weekend for us. My final thought is for our men, our fathers, specifically our black men. I love you. You are appreciated. You are loved.
We love you too, Cam.
We love you too, Cam.
Thank you for being the brothers, the uncles, the fathers, the grandfathers, the friends, the sons that we adore. We don't say it enough to y'all as black women.
We love you too,
I feel like y'all don't get the empowerment, the motivation that we do necessarily. So I'm saying to you from Cam I Am, we love you, black men. Big ups to my dad, Curtis Campbell. I love you, sir, and I will see you soon. Peace.
If you ever watch the dog with fleas, where does the water go before it hits the ground? You never know if it never hits your shoes, because if you kick, the water drizzles down to your nostrils, but you breathe in the dew from the sweat that causes you to think twice before you make a move.
And this is why I love our black men.
That's wisdom.
Gems from on this Father's Day weekend.
Deep. Look at him.
And this is my lifelong partner.
That man know what he talking about right there. I love my black man.
This is my lifelong partner, y'all.
Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day, O.
Happy Father's Day to you too, Dre. Appreciate you, baby.
Love y'all.
That's a touchy situation, but I ain't gonna talk about it. But let me tell you one more thing: the sky never withers gray if the storm never causes it to blink twice.
He dropping gems. I hope y'all catching them.
So my final thought.
Hold on, I got my pad.
I want to say
I have to rewind it.
Happy Father's Day to all of our fathers, our uncles, our grandfathers.
Yes.
My dad transitioned.
Our husbands.
Oh yeah, our husbands. My dad transitioned a little over 7 years ago, and I woke up yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday, and he was just heavy on my mind, and I started to get kind of crappy and teary-eyed. But you know, I celebrate the man he was and the lessons he taught us. I'm getting ready to cry, so I'm gonna move on. So happy Father's Day to all of our fathers. We love you, and we appreciate all that you sacrifice, all that you give and pour out to your children, your wives, your community. We love you. My final thought for today's show, Mar, when you're married, you want to take a break and you want to pack up, I'm going to be mature and I'm going to pack my bags with you because we going together. You need to get yourself together, and you want to go to Haiti or some mountain temple, we going together.
Tibet.
Right? You know, you can be on one side of the mountain, and I'm going to be on the other side. But we going to do this thing together. No, we're not having none of that. So that's my emotional maturity move. You know, I'm growing. And everybody is growing, right? And everybody deserves that space to grow. But like I always say, marriage is something totally different than just having relationship, or if you're dating,
right?
It's always different. Toxic family, I have them. I've learned over the 48 years to deal with them. When it's time for me to move away, I move away. When it's time for me to come back, I come back.
Right.
I would never disown them. Always be there for them because they're family.
You just know how to deal with them.
Yeah, but you have to. I'm not going to allow anyone in my life to make me sick.
Right.
Not going to do it. So I've learned that, and I hope you guys learn that. Princess, king, queen, call them like you see it. And like O said, sometimes you have to speak those things into people's lives until it manifests.
Right.
And it does make you feel good when you're uplifting anybody. So do what you do. Like, what does Cam say? Be cool how you be cool. You want to call somebody king, queen, do it. I think it's more important that you feel it, though.
Right.
And be it, and that you live it. So that's going to do it for us. We thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys who are on Spreaker, on Facebook Live. We love you guys. As always, be good to you, be good to others, and infuse love in everything you do. Peace.
It's the drift.